Alright. So I'm not usually good with tutorials or anything. I'm not saying I'm bad at it, but I'm not good at it either. Because making tutorials is actually pretty complicated, and you have to like go through a process of explaining a lot of stuff. And it's pretty difficult, especially because I'm not the type of person that like makes commentary videos, talks a lot, you know, that kind of person. I do streaming, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm good at talking. This is going to be a tutorial, and before this video starts, I just want to warn you guys that I am terrible at explaining, so just bear with me. If I go too fast or too slow, you guys please just leave in the comments and tell me. I want to let you guys know that for people who suggested a tutorial to me, this is for them. This is not for people who are here to just criticize me about my work. This is the way I want to teach them how to animate. This is my way of animating, and this is how people want to animate. They want to animate in a similar style of what I animate. I may not have the best animations. Sometimes people say my work is trash. I'm not here to argue or agree with anybody. This is how I just animate, or this is how people want to animate as well. So I'm going to be teaching you guys my way of doing motion from animation. Now, probably one of the most important things when it comes to motion is knowing how to use keyframes, transitions, and knowing how to make overlapping actions. Overlapping action is very important, especially because it's one of the main keys to making an animation look smooth, whether it's a fight animation, a walk cycle, or just any type of animation in general. Overlapping action is always necessary, and no matter, actually, some situations overlapping action may not be used. Basically, what overlapping animation is keyframes that are put a bit further forward in the timeline than another body part that is animated. For example, we have the body over here, which is moving first, and then the head comes after the body is moving. It's always necessary for the head to be moving after the body is animated, so that way it has that kind of like flow to it. If you guys could see, it makes it smooth. Because if I don't do overlapping action, sometimes it just looks really stiff, and it's just kind of in one motion, and no one likes like one motion type, and that's why some animators, some beginners make the biggest mistake on that, which is not doing overlapping action. For every body, it's not necessary for every body part to be overlapped, because say the arms have to be on the same pace anyway, because they're like the same type of motion. They're just gonna be the same thing, arms moving back and forth. The only different things are the different types of body parts, like the head and the body. They're different. The legs are the same, the arms are the same. So those are the most important things. So say we have a Steve. I'm not gonna pose him that much. Alright, so let's begin by animating the body swaying or just moving. The first thing, okay, when it comes to idle or motion or breathing, do not scale the body, because if that happens, it just looks like he's getting fatter, and that's not the case. Usually for idle motion, we like to just rotate it and bend it, or you either move it up and down by position. In some occasions, I guess you can say that idle motion scaling is okay, but I'm not a big fan of it, and I don't think any professional animator is. I'm not saying I'm a professional animator either. I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of it. But anyway, let's just start by moving the body to 40 keyframes. Let's move it up like that, and it kind of like moves up. And now you guys also do need to know how to use transitions. So for this one, I'm not going to get into transitions, but they're basically little modifiers, if you can say, to like smoothen out your animation movement instead of being linear, because then it just looks really choppy and not so smooth at all. Like it's really slow, and we want it to get smooth. So either go with to make it. You guys can also right click the timeline with your mouse, and this little bar box pops out. But for now, let's do ease in and out quadratic, or I like to also use ease in and out and sine. I'll use that one because I feel like that one's more custom for me. So now we have this smoother one. Then we not this one, but we have a new one, so it's way more smoother by that. Let's copy and paste it now. So just drag it and then go to 80 keyframes, and then do that again. Select all of this right here and just turn it back into ease in, out, sign again. Always make sure that you know which keyframe you are trying to select. Sometimes I even do that, and then select that, and just click out again to exit out the highlighted keyframe. So now we have this little smooth thing, and it doesn't look the best, but now this is the part where the head comes. Now we never wanna make it the same like this ever. Okay, just don't do that, okay? Because this just looks smooth. Well, it kind of does, I guess, but it's staying in the one like motion. They're kind of like locked together. That's why there's like thing called an overlapping action. So usually how I like to do overlapping action is move it like, let's say, just to keyframe 15, and just simple as that. Just copy and paste it. 95. Right here, we make sure to set it to ease in and out sign again, and now there we go. We have a little Steve, and even if you want, if you don't like it, maybe it's too smooth for you, you can even just drag it back a little bit for overlapping. Yeah, that looks good. It's less overlapping, but I mean it does look better. It suits more of an overlapping type. You can even animate the arms too, but I'm not gonna be doing that because we're limited in time. Just make sure to overlap it and always use transitions. Now we can move on to general motion. So let's say Steve wants to look to the left. Yeah, we'll make him look like this way. Originally, how you would do this, or how many people would do this, is I'll just automatically just move it to, let's say, like here. Move it like that, and now Steve is turning. Even I'll move the head, like why not? I'll move it there, and then Steve like move it there. Oh, this doesn't look that good. How do I fix this? Generally, there is more than one way to fix this type of motion. For me, I'm very addicted into this transition called ease in and out bounce. Basically, this transition kinda does that. Hang on, I'll delete this part. That makes that little bouncing kind of animation, and I like it because it's actually super helpful. I also use this transition. So let's do one. You can play with a lot of transitions, guys. Honestly, there are so many to pick from. They can all be useful in one way. But sometimes I like to pick my own transitions and stick with that as an animation style. I like the quartz, and then the the ease and up back. Oh, it's not bounce, yeah, back. So kind of like that. Okay, for motion as well, you also necessarily need to have overlapping action, or else it won't look smooth. And you can even set your don't overlap it. Okay, I'm gonna say this: don't overlap it way too much, cause let's see. If you overlap it too much, it looks pretty ugly, and we don't want an ugly animation like that. So usually small overlap, and then it already looks smooth. You can even do it with the other transition. Yeah, it looks very smooth by that. It kind of has that little flow to it. So yeah, we have the breathing, and then we also have the movement. Now I know this tutorial isn't meant for complicated animation. You guys have seen multiple of these in my animations, the flipping and then the rolling. Of course, these are featured in a lot of my animations, and because they're super smooth, I really won't go into depth of it, but they all do follow the two key ideas that I've explained earlier, which is overlap animation and then just transitions, basically. Even with the flipping, even with any type, there will always be overlapping animation or keyframes. They are very, I just say keyframe transitions, I'm sorry. They have to match up with what theme you're trying to animate. They have to be very smooth. Even with this guy, breathing, it's just super natural, but they always have transitions and then they also have overlapping animation, which is very important. And that's pretty much the tutorial down there, the motion stuff. I really hope that this helped you guys out a lot, and I really hope that you guys can learn from this. Please go in the comment section and please tell me what you guys think about this tutorial series, if I should do more or not. And of course, leave suggestions of what other tutorials I can make on this, and even like this video and tell me whether this tutorial was helpful or not. And I hope you guys did learn something from this. If not, maybe I can do something better next time. Maybe I could do some fighting animation tutorial, lighting, camera, usually all this basic stuff that are key importance to animating, and the most important things that when it comes to animation. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Ethan Animates with the trash tutorial. I'm not the best animator. This is not for criticism. I want to teach people who want to learn how to animate like me. This is just not for like the whole Minecraft animation community. This is the way I animate, and this is the way I will animate. But anyways, catch you guys later next time. See you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.